So this is going to be diving into building a website like the FinalCutKing.com website that I run, and it's going to be going from the template that we got at ThemeForest. But again, you're going to be learning so many concepts about WordPress, so even if you're not following along with that exact template, that's totally okay. Just follow along and watch. I'm kind of laying it all out there, showing everything in the back end of my site and how it runs. But first, we're going to begin with my website, crashwordpress.com, and we're going to come to the back end, and we're going to go to Appearance and Themes, where we're going to come up here and dodge to the Install Themes tab. Now when we're in here, come to the Upload feature. Click that and choose your file. Mine is called Broadway, so I'm going to install this. So it's installed, and I'm going to activate it. Now, a couple problems you might have had, just troubleshooting with you really quick. That was called the Broadway theme, and so it's right here. One thing, when you download it from a site like ThemeForest, you may want to accidentally install the entire zip, but you need to unzip it by double-clicking, and you'll see the theme is always inside that. So never try to upload everything, because there's other stuff in here. There's Photoshop files, there's license agreement, documentation, and all that stuff. So this is the actual file like I uploaded right inside the zip, so you may have a problem there. I think we all had that mistake when we first tried to install something that we purchased. But now if we go to the website, open a new tab, we'll be able to see crashwordpress.com with that new theme. And notice how it took all the content that I already had created and put it in the type of format. The calendar's a little screwed up, pages don't look great, but we're going to spiff all this up, and we're actually going to make it match the Final Cut King site, because I want to show you how you're going to change colors and logos and stuff like that. The first thing I do when I get a new theme in WordPress, I come to the back end and I take a look at what it gives me. Sometimes themes will give you their own tab here, and this is kind of the theme manager, and you have all the settings that the person that created the theme put. And other times you have to go get a plugin to do this, but usually it'll tell you in the instructions exactly what to do. I know all the templates I've gotten before have like detailed step-by-step instructions. But for this template, this is usually what it looks like for everything though. You have a logo, you can upload that here. And inside their things, they have the Photoshop logo. So I'm going to show you how to change that with a Photoshop file that you get. A fave icon, which is really small. I think the size for a fave icon is about 50 by 50. The 404 code here is when you go to a page by accident that doesn't exist, and this is a message you can do. So I say actually something like, sorry, Jedi kittens are on the problem and fixing it shortly. Something like that. Analytics, this is where you can put analytics from Google if you have those. You can also, I recommend, instead of putting it in here, go ahead and just get the plugin that they have down here. You'll install that, go find Google Analytics, and then if you have that account, you can link those. Footer. This is showing the footer widgets. So you can see at the bottom, there's the copyright 2012 Broadway powered by WordPress. If we take this off, well, you'll see it's right here. We can just change it. I'm going to say 2013 Final Cut King, all rights reserved, and then I'm going to have this just redirect to finalcutking.com powered by Zach King. Save the change. Refresh, and if we go to the bottom, there it is. Nice. This will redirect. We just want to test this. It will go to finalcutking.com. That's good. And this says that. So everything in the theme seems to be responding just fine. So that is under general settings here. And now we go to homepage settings. Now if I'm looking at the actual theme that I purchased, this is on ThemeForest, you'll see there's something called a post carousel, and that's right here at the top. And I could go like this and check out all the posts they have. So if I want to show that, I would click this, save changes, and then check it out here. So there's one on the post carousel. Post carousel is chosen by categories. That's why only the dog one is up there. If I go with all recent posts, it'll put everything on up there. And there we go. But categories is a good thing to do. So when you have more content on your site, you'll be able to fill it out with more stuff. We can also do a show featured slider, and featured could be anything that we want, again the categories or recent post. Let's go with WordPress. So that should be the picture that we did a while ago with the WordPress logo, and I'm going to save this. So there's the featured slider. The reason there's some sort of error on here is because for this theme and a lot of themes, your photos need to be the exact dimension. So we're going to find out what dimension this is. So if I can't find for some reason the dimensions in the installation guide that comes with the templates, what I do, a little trick, is I go up to get a program called Grab, which is on every Mac. I come to capture the selection, and then I drag right here within the border, and I'll save this. I'll say Broadway size. Now in my Finder, I'll open this up. If you hit Command I, you can get information, and we can see, here we go, dimensions are 584 by 362. Now, I was probably off by a couple pixels, so I'm guessing it's 580 by 360 because people don't usually have random numbers. So I'm going to go 580 by 360. So here's what we're going to have to do with my photo. We're going to have to open up my photo, adjust size under tools, and let's go to 580 and see what happens. We need it to be 360. So one thing we can do is uncheck scale proportionally and adjust the height there, and it's going to kind of, it squished me in a little bit, but it wasn't a drastic change, so I'm going to keep that, hit save, and I'm going to go to that post, and we're going to edit that. So let's go ahead and go to edit post, remove featured image, we'll set it again. I'll drag the new cropped one inside and set featured image. Now we'll update. We'll go to the home page now and see if our changes worked. Nice. And you can see now it's in this little carousel below that, just like it is here, but there's 4. So when we have 4 posts under the categories of what did we choose, WordPress, then it'll work. And the reason this one, the WordPress one, is all whack is because it's not the correct size too, so that needs to be enlarged. In the end, I can go Google for a larger one and crop it down to the correct size. So let's pause for a minute. I'm going to go for the next. So let's pause for a minute. Let's go in the next lesson. We'll talk about how to change this logo up here.